One of my favorite Minecraft updates was the Poisonous Potato update, because we got a new boss, a grappling hook, and a literal whole new dimension. And while everyone was playing around with the new flotator block, which if you don't know can make anything fly, and the quadruple compressed Poisonous Potato block, known for having the longest name in Minecraft of 43 characters, which makes sense since it took a casual 59,000 poisonous potatoes to craft. But I feel like some things were overlooked, like all 30 plus of the new blocks that we got. So today I fixed that and make 3 builds using only the blocks found in this update. For the first build, I'm gonna make a tree house. I'm gonna try and make a gradient from these like darker blocks to the lighter one. I've just made the base of the tree and it looks really bad, but hopefully I'm gonna try and make it look better. I don't want the tree to be too tall, so I'm pretty happy with the height. Although I think I'm gonna add just a bit more onto the top. I can use walls to make a smoother transition. I think it's looking better, but it's also kind of hard to tell. I'm gonna use these potato planks as like the main block for the house, basically because everything else is just the same color. Right now these look like they're just kind of floating, so I'm gonna try and add some support. I quite like that. It looks like the house is kind of growing out of the tree, although it's kind of just a pillar right now. There are these things called poisonous mashed potato, and when you place it down, it kind of looks like a carpet, but the only thing is, when you step on it, it makes you sticky, which sounds really sus. I don't know what I think about these plant pots, because I could use them, or I could just do this instead. Or maybe I could just... I think I like this because it just looks really nice. Okay, I just finished adding plant pots on all 3 sides of it. I was going to add a roof, but I thought that maybe I could just put leaves on top of it since it's a treehouse. Oh, the creepers are actually so cool. I want to use different types of blocks, but a lot of them are just really weird and hard to use. I'm gonna try and make it more of a bowl. I don't really know if I like it. I'm gonna add another room on this side, but this time I'm gonna make it flatter but like longer. It looks really weird inside. I'm gonna make this side a lot more open than this side and probably not add a roof onto it. I don't know if I'm the first to do this, but I discovered that if you put hanging signs and then a fence gate in between, it looks really nice and it looks like a really good balcony. I'm gonna replace these blocks with stairs. I'm gonna make pillars with the potato fences and the potato pedicule. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's pretty good enough. I think if I make it more of a circle, it'll look better. I quite like that, but I'll see what it looks like from the outside. I'll see if I can make it look better though. I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. In the middle, I just added a potato fruit. I don't know how this is a potato or a fruit, but it just looks really nice. I'm gonna start adding branches now, and then I'll add leaves on later. Next, I'm gonna try and make it more circular. This is what it's looking like right now, and it looks kind of bad right now, but I'm going to try and round it off like this one. And then I'm going to add more leaves over here. One thing I find that can make like leaves look a lot better is if you first of all, you add different blocks inside the tree so it looks more textured. I'm going to add more of these potato fruits in. Wait, you can eat these? Oh, they'd be poison though. I'm pretty happy with the tree, but I want to add more green blocks at the top, but there just isn't many apart from the planks, but I've already used them for the actual house. I'm going to see what these green blocks look like. They look dead, they aren't even green. I don't know, because they look really grey. We'll add a couple, see what it looks like. I quite like that, so I'm going to add more. I'm going to also add some like bigger patches. Where am I hearing a witch? I'm going to find this witch. What is happening? Oh, I think this is like the potato zombies trying to kill the regular zombies. That's pretty cool. I still have no idea where the witch is though. An enderman just spawned as soon as I placed the block. That's kind of crazy. But for the interior, I'm first going to start with like a path outside, because it looks really messy. The skeletons look really cool. They kind of look like the Joker. I just finished one side of the path. For the middle part, I'm just going to use the Potone. Again, I have no idea if I'm saying that right. I'm going to add some texture. The Tater Stone looks really cool, but I don't know if it will fit. I think it will look good. It really blends into the rest of the land, but I'm pretty happy with that though. All the mobs are in this like one corner. I wonder if there are any lanterns. I don't think there are though. So I think there's only a couple light sources. I think that's a nice entrance. I'm gonna try to add a staircase, but it might be like really hard to fit. I'm now gonna connect both these platforms. I also thought instead of having the stairs inside, I thought I'll just like wrap them around. Okay, Okay, I just added most of the staircase up, but it looks really thin underneath, so I'm gonna add just some like more planks and stuff. I actually really like this. The only way to get back into the overworld is by finding one of these pedestals. I'm replacing a poisonous potato on it, and once you go through the portal, you'll hopefully what is this spawn? This is so weird. So hopefully it won't be like this. So I think I'm gonna add one of these in the center here, and I think these amber blocks look nice, so I'm gonna use them around it. It looks kind of empty, so I'm just gonna place some of the potato planks. I forgot about the flotato, but I think I'm gonna try and use this somewhere. This actually looks pretty nice. I think they should add the block of amber to normal Minecraft, and even if it doesn't have anything to do with the poisonous potatoes, I think it will probably still be pretty cool, because it's such a nice block. It's basically gold, but more orange. I forgot that I can just place these them in creative, and it kind of looks like the potato portal is going through the roof, but actually it kind of looks off center with the roof. I'm gonna move everything one block closer to the door. Oh, I just accidentally went through. I think something should go behind here. I quite like that. It does look kind of weird, but it's good enough. Time for the main part. And for this room, I'm gonna just try and add loads of like the potato like crafting tables and stuff. I'm gonna try and move this and add the trap doors. That looks a lot better. I'm pretty happy with this room so far. I want to put something here. I replaced the stone cutter and the frying table, and now it looks like they're trying to cook this big potato, or this big brain. But I think the potato cutter might look better here. There aren't any beds, so I can't make a bedroom. I don't like how everything in the house is basically green, but there's just no other blocks apart from like these dirt colored ones. Now you can admire the view of those big potato fruit right in front of you. I'm gonna also add a frying table here, and I'll try and make it look like a barbecue. And I want to put some stuff on the table. I think that looks pretty good. And I'm also gonna make sure you can't fall off the side. And this, right before the sun is about to set, is our first build fully finished. Okay, so for the next build, I'm thinking of building a campsite. Although the only thing is, all the tents are gonna have to be green or brown. I think here's quite a nice spot. Wait, I've just found this, but what is it? An enchanted golden poisonous potato. What does it do? That's really accurate to what I thought it would do. For the first tent, I'm gonna like try and make an outline. Although it looks like really cramped inside the tent, so I'm gonna dig down one block so I can have more space. I'm gonna change these blocks here to the potato stem. This one looks kind of cool. For the floor, I might just do flotato. It looks really nice. I just found a cave, and I think that's iron. And for the back here, I'm gonna just terraform a bit. I'll probably just cover up with fence. I'll change these two blocks to the trapdoors, remove the flotato blocks, and replace it with the peel grass. I need to add some stuff here. I think this tent can be the tent with all of like the frying stuff to cook all the potatoes. I'm gonna add a table here. Yeah, I think I'll do that, and then if someone wants to sit down, they can just put the table out. That gives it some function. I think that's our first tent done. I think it does look a bit plain, but there's just not much I could do. I'm gonna make the next tent here, and instead of doing a triangle, I'm gonna add kind of like a cone. It's kind of annoying how many potatoes are everywhere. So if this is the middle, I'm gonna go 2 out in each direction, and I'm going to have to terraform a bit out just so it isn't like directly on the edge. I'm gonna complete the circle. I'll probably just add a door here, but it might be cooler if I add one on the diagonal. It's gonna add more shape. I'm gonna try and round off the top. I don't know if I like the slabs or the stairs more. I think the stairs might look a bit better. I think that's actually a really good tent, even though it is made out of like purely potato planks. And for the floor, just like the other tent, I'm just gonna use flotato. I'm gonna add a trapdoor here as well. I'm gonna remove some of the planks that aren't necessary. If I add stairs, it's gonna give it more of like a circular shape. I'm gonna add a fence going right the way up. Oh no, I just broke the top block. Even though we don't have any beds to use, I'm just gonna try and make one. But most of the time when you're camping, you just use sleeping bags. I could use the poisonous mashed potato blocks as like sleeping bags. It just looks kind of weird. If I can use this as pillows, oh, it just doesn't really look that good. I can layer this though. And that's probably the best we're gonna get. Are there any chests or anything? I want to add just like miscellaneous things in between all the sleeping bags, but I don't know what to add. I don't want to put a potato cutter inside the tent, because that just looks like a safety hazard. Oh, there are some paintings. I think they're too big though. I want to use them. Maybe we could add one in the treehouse. I know I'm technically on a different build, but I really want to add one. I'm happy with that. Okay, now I'm actually back in the build that I'm supposed to be on. There's just not much to add inside of the tent, so I think this is probably the best we're gonna get. And onto the next tent. Or I could maybe add a fireplace in the middle. First, gonna clear out a bit more though. That looks like a pretty accurate fire. I know it does kind of glow neon yellow, but if you forget about that, it's pretty good. And it also sounds really weird. I think that's a pretty good fire. Now it's time for the benches. I might just put slabs, because that's probably the best we're gonna get. The sheep are so annoying. I'm gonna try and connect all the tents with a path. And for the path, I'm gonna use a mix of baked potato and potone. All the blocks sound so weird. I'm gonna put a couple more fences, just so it looks like everything's more connected. Maybe that a fence back here. I'm gonna add the potato pedicule and potato fruit. There's like little lanterns everywhere. I think that's our second build finished. So I'm on the last build, and I was looking over here, and I thought it'd be really cool if I built a bridge across. What I want to do first is kind of just build like the layout of the bridge and just see what it's gonna look like. And I'm not gonna make it like a really even bridge either. Okay, so this is our starting point. I'm gonna make two like big pillars coming from the potato. I'm gonna kind of do what I did with the treehouse and make a nice gradient, just to add like some more detail. The cloud being here is so annoying. So this is how the first pillar is gonna be. Okay, so I just did this side of the pillar, and now I need to recreate it on this side. Okay, so I finished both sides. It looks a bit weird, but I think it's fine. I'm gonna try to make it look like an archway. So this is how the bridge is looking right now. I'm gonna make the path a bit bigger. I'm gonna try and make the arch look a bit more natural by adding more blocks. It's looking a bit weird right now, so I'm gonna try and add some of the potato blanks to try and contrast the brown. Because the only thing in this dimension is green and brown basically, apart from the cherry blossoms and that mushroom. Apart from that, basically it's just brown and green. I'm gonna add a window here. I think the windows make the bridge look a lot better. Now it's time to do that on the other side. I want the window to be on the same level as the other side, so I finished the windows on all the sides. I'm gonna try and make an archway around the bridge. It actually looks really good. I'm also gonna put the potato fruit behind the trap door so there's some light. Okay, so I just finished the archway on both sides. I'm gonna make a trim using the slabs around the bridge. Before I finish the trim, I'm gonna add slabs in between layers just so like you can walk up it easier. I don't know for these parts if I should use stairs or slabs. I think slabs look better. So far it's looking pretty good. Now I'm gonna add a railing so people don't fall off. And now I have to do it on this side. Okay, I've finally finished the railing on the bridge. I'm gonna add fences going up the side of the bridge so it looks like it's being supported. I don't know if I like it. Maybe if I complete the fences going all the way around. I don't really like that. I'm gonna remove it. I'm gonna go around and add slabs just so it looks a bit smoother. I think using the slabs and stairs made it look a lot better. So now it looks a lot smoother. Wait, the bats look so weird. Anyway. I'm gonna also make this look a lot nicer because it kind of looks like it just kind of comes out of nowhere. That looks a lot better. Although I think adding fences will make it look a lot nicer. Yeah, I think it does. I'm gonna repeat that for the other side as well. For this side, since it's a lot longer, I'm gonna add first of all a hanging sign, then a fence gate, and then a fence. That looks pretty good. I just realized I didn't fully remove the fences on this side and on this side. And I think that's our bridge fully finished. So 3 out of 3 builds, the treehouse, the tent, and the bridge. I'm actually really happy how they turned out because along the way it looked really bad, but I think I managed to make them look pretty nice. Subscribe for an imaginary cookie!